What's up, guys?
Is that it?
No,
All
I
right.
didn't.
Do I? No, you got it.
Do you
still
want me to do it,
Yeah,
actually?
go. Yeah, you go. We're
How
rolling.
do we do this,
do
though?
It.
I'm
Just
actually-
go.
Just go.
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 Go. Do the
Welcome
thing.
back to Barbells and Trails.
Yes.
This is episode
We've
65.
Yes, we've messed it up. No. Shit, 66. We messed it up twice.
Are you
now.
sure it's 66?
We are on 66.
Because you messed it up twice. Don't
No.
blame it on me.
We're on 66.
66. He says it.
I think it's 66. Okay. Well, that might have been a very blundered intro, but we're back.
We're slap happy.
I guess so. It's one of those days. It's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday. Feels like a Thursday.
It feels like something, dude.
It
I don't know. Today was off. I was like, ugh, man,
Yeah.
can I go home, please?
It's been a
Take a
long day.
nap?
Yeah.
Something?
Yes.
This is not fun on a Tuesday, but we're here. We're back
here.
yet again.
We're back.
We're not very punctual on recording, but we record.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, as
You
long
know-
as we record.
Yeah. We have to be
The
productive.
We
Be productive.
We sure. So, one of the main things we're gonna get into today, I'll go ahead and give you guys kind of a preview. We are gonna talk about the KSI, Tommy Fury fight. Yes, Misfits 10. That's
Yes,
kind of gonna
sir.
be some of the main topic of discussion for today, just because we watched it. It was
actually great.
It was entertaining. It was
so
it was
fun.
interesting.
It was like one of the best cards I ever had.
Yeah,
It
honestly,
was.
it was pretty cool. I feel like it started off very slow, but it built up.
Well, I mean, like the tag team wasn't bad though. I actually really
It wasn't
did.
bad.
I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah. So I mean, fuck it. Let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna talk about that. So Saturday, I ended up getting the pay-per-view for the Tommy and JJ fight,
Mhm.
and so Riley came over. We watched that. I guess we'll just kind of go over some of the fights. The first fight that came was the tag team with Pineda, B-Dave.
I don't know the other two.
He fought Deji. What's his name? Pulled out from JJ. The dude that's like 30 but looks like he could be 19.
Wait, on the tag team?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He beat Deji. It was his last loss.
Oh.
What's his name?
Ah.
Well, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh shit.
That guy. Anyways.
Yes, him and someone, I don't know. So they did a tag team, which is I knew they did this in another card. I didn't watch that one.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And so I was very interested to see kind of how it went because it's the first time I've ever seen tag team in boxing. I mean, it definitely was not the most classical form of boxing.
It honestly would be fun. I mean, it just depends on the fighters, I guess. I'm not saying the fighters like did a bad job because
Yeah.
honestly, all four of them did pretty good.
It
but-
worked. I don't think it. I feel like it would work better in like an MMA setting,
Yeah.
something along those lines. That's why that's why tag team was a thing in WWE because
Right.
it's like it's outrageous. It's that kind of stuff you're wrestling.
Mhm.
It seems to work, I feel like, a little better because you could be in the middle, like, obviously it's WWE, so it's kind of scripted, but, like, you could be caught in a leg lock and be able to reach your tag team partner to get them in to jump on the guy
Right.
and get started. So there's a little more
That would be pretty fun.
hecticness
That would be pretty
and
fun to watch.
entertainment value to it than boxing because it's like, oh, he's tagging his partner in. I got to wait and step back and then wait on the other guy to get in. You can't just like immediately
Right.
jump in and attack people and stuff. So it made for an interesting fight. I mean, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
No.
I don't think
I would definitely personally probably say the least entertaining though. of the
Yeah,
night.
definitely.
Like I feel like
I
it
don't
did.
know, though.
I feel like it did build
I really did not like
Kenny.
Kenny
And Anthony Taylor's
I
fight.
did not like
Yes,
that
it was kind of sleazy. I mean, Anthony Taylor.
one. He just plays dirty, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't win, did he? I'm forgetting now.
Yeah, he won. Kenny did not do good. Remember that?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did win.
Yeah, Kenny did not do good.
So Anthony Taylor won, but in honestly kind of a very crappy
He
fashion.
won in the most hugs.
Yes, the way he did it was very random.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried to basically. I mean, what's the best way to put it? He basically tried to not outbox him. He tried to win off of points, and so the only way he did it was because he knew Kenny could box better and had the reach. He would just dive in at him and
Yeah.
basically go straight for the clinch and do body shots.
Kenny should just time that better though. He really
Yeah,
should.
I love Kenny.
Honestly,
he's a great guy,
me too.
but and he's not a bad boxer either.
He's actually really good.
He is good, but he just was not. He could have done so much more. Than
I
he
just
did.
don't think that was his day.
No.
And everybody's gonna have one of those days. So.
Yeah, it was not his fight, and I think, I mean, if Anthony actually tried fighting, it would have been better.
Right.
But I mean, we could say the same thing about JJ, which I mean we'll get to in that sense of things. But so from there, I'm trying to think. So I don't think Kenny was after Dean the Great, right? And Shark 2 or whatever.
I think so, maybe.
I think yes. So he did skip one. Dean the Great and that guy's fight was amazing.
That was actually good.
So entertaining.
Because like literally out of nowhere.
No, it was insane. There was multiple knockdowns on both of them.
Dude.
They went the whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
There was no KO. It came down to points, and they both did amazingly, and both got the crap beat out of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hell of a fight.
So
super
good.
entertaining. Thought there could have been a KO at any instant.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude,
it was like I thought the one guy was done in round 3, and he finished the fights.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Like there was literally
props
one point,
to that guy.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly.
Like I thought after that knockdown, I was like, he is out by the end
He was
of this
out for
round.
like a round and a half, and then like
Yeah, you
literally
could see it.
he
He was
snapped back in. He
quite
like
there.
literally
So something kind of clicked,
dude,
and he
it
finally
was
came back.
insane.
Because I mean, I thought he was done.
One of the
that
most
round.
entertaining fights. of
Hands
that
down,
night.
hands down. That
I
was
actually
awesome.
really like Slim's fight though too.
That was what I was gonna get
Slim
to,
versus
dude.
Salt Poppy.
Dude, Slim and Salt Poppy. I didn't know how to feel about it. Like I just listened to a podcast today with Deji on it, and Deji was talking, and he's like, "I have heard from a little birdie that Salt Poppy has lost some of his power since he's lost weight," which we talked about,
sense.
and
That would make sense.
it definitely could happen. It just kind of depends on the person, but wouldn't surprise me.
Well, honestly, with Kenny too.
And that could be something too.
Yeah, too.
But he also did talk that he sparred with Kenny, and he's like, his jab, you are quite shocked at how powerful his jab is. So he was kind of giving some insider information. And so, I mean, I don't know. Like, when we were going into that fight, I like both of them. I like both Slim and Salt Poppy. And Salt Poppy lost his first match. The last card, I think.
Okay.
Ever. And before that, I mean, he was smoking people. Like he
I
literally
like
has the
Salt Poppy,
fastest knockout on Misfits cards.
Yeah.
Like it was literally 15 seconds in,
Yeah.
he dropped this guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy is entertaining, and he's a good boxer, and he has power and technique.
Well, he was winning. He was winning for that whole fight, basically.
For the most part, yeah. Like for the first
I think
3 rounds.
Yeah, first 3 rounds.
He was controlling it.
Because they only played 5. Right?
I think it was 5.
Did I say
Yes,
5?
I think it was
I
5.
thought.
I think it was 5 for them.
That's what I thought.
And so, I mean, yeah, like I wasn't necessarily cheering for either.
Right.
I think in general, I was leaning a little more towards Salt Poppy because of the weight loss thing and how, like, nobody expected anything out of him because he was a TikToker, and then he could come through and he's KO'd everyone he's fought until the fight before this.
Right.
So it's like he still has a hell of a reputation behind him, and he's done pretty well. So it's kind of like, oh, I think this will be a hell of a fight.
Really
I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. It could go either way, and it damn near did.
It
like
did.
the first 2 rounds, I mean, Salt Poppy took over, and Slim was getting heavy blows.
He was.
And it kind of looked like there for a minute, like it's like he could go down.
Yeah.
And so we were both sitting there like, I don't know.
We're both
what's
on the
gonna
edge of
happen.
our seat.
Oh,
watch
100%.
it, dude. It was great.
It was so much fun. But I mean, it was round 3 was kind of when Slim started stepping up a bit.
Yeah, probably.
I think it was around that time, and
It
then
was
round
like-
4 was when it completely changed.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like he'd been sleeping the whole time, and then someone finally woke him up.
Yeah.
Like he went from just kind of like cruise control, let me get through these
to
2
like
rounds,
80 mile an hour.
to let's go. Like I'm pumped and I'm ready to fight. Because like even the first 2 rounds, I was watching him and I was like, this is not Slim. Like this is not.
Even
how
the
he
commentators
fights.
were saying that.
Yeah, they were like, he isn't as like typically he's very outgoing. He's energetic as shit.
Right.
He's bouncing around.
Because Salt
He's-
Poppy was mocking him.
Yes, and typically
And usually
Slim's the
Slim does
one-
that.
Yeah,
And then
typically
out of nowhere,
Slim's
Slim
mocking him.
comes out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just like in round 4, dude came out guns a blazing and just started swinging. And I mean, he dude, he went after him.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, when you watch Slim, you're like, oh, that guy probably doesn't have that much power. I think he's one of those dudes that you would be surprised. And
he doesn't look like it.
Yes, he doesn't. He doesn't look like it, but you can tell.
How many knockouts does he have?
7.
7.
He's a 7-0 fighter.
Yep.
And I think he's KO'd every match.
Not everybody actually, no.
Okay, no, sorry. Salt Poppy before the past 2 was the KO for all of his, but Slim has had multiple KOs, but he's never lost.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Slim's never lost a fight. He's still on that streak, and I think he's 7-0 now.
Yeah, maybe he's 8-0. Is he 7 now?
I think he's 7-0.
Okay.
I think it's somewhere around there, and he's had at least, I think, 1 or 2 KOs because I think I've watched one of them.
He probably does.
I think one was Temper. I think FaZe.
Yeah, I think so.
And so he's had some interesting matches ups like this entire time, like, because I think the last fight he had was with Anthony Taylor, and he dealt with Anthony Taylor a lot better. It was still honestly a very similar situation where he just tried grappling the whole time, but he was able to get, I think, enough blows and hits in that Slim was able to win. And I think that's how that went. I don't think that was on the last card. That might have been 2 cards ago now, but I'm pretty sure that's how that played out, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, that was a hell of a fight. So it ended with a KO, and he ended up knocking out Salt Poppy, and it was kind of wild. But, like, I kind of wanted to rewatch some of the highlights. Honestly, I might even throw up a few clips of the highlights in the podcast because it was fucking wild. Like, it was just out of nowhere.
Just like, yeah, literally out of nowhere.
He was down. Like, he was gone. Like,
he was gone completely, like, within 10 seconds.
Completely gone. It was one of those situations where you're sitting there watching it, you see it happen, and like, he's out, and he stands up immediately, and you're like, oh, maybe he's okay. But then you just see it in his eyes, and he's not there. Yeah. He has no idea what's going on. He's like unconcurrent with what's happening at the time. Yeah. And it was like, oh, well, he's done.
Yeah.
Like, didn't they let it go? They did let it go. They did let him keep going for a bit. Yeah, and then they called it. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because they did a count. He was enough there.
Then they got to 8, and Salt Poppy was just like getting there.
A little more settled. So they let him ride, which honestly they probably shouldn't have.
Nah, because Slim went straight at him.
And, well, that's kind of what you got to do. It's like, you might as well just finish it. Just get it done.
100%.
Basically, at that point, it's like, put him out of his misery. Yeah. Let's end this match. It should have already been done. Like, let's not drag this on, because in the end, someone could just get hurt more in that situation. And so for him to then do that, and basically it was one of those situations where he basically wasn't defending himself. He just kept getting hammered by Slim, and the ref had to come and call it. He waved it. He's like, he's done. Yep. He had to call it for him. Basically threw in the towel for him, because it was just like, yeah, he's not there. He's not defending himself. We got to call this fight. Like, you won, hands down.
Oh yeah.
And I think, honestly, I feel like if it did go to points, and let's say, like,
that would have been close.
It would have been. Like, I don't know, because with that knockdown, if he was actually able to continue and the fight kind of pick back up again, it would have been close. That knockdown would have been a big deal, since Salt Poppy, I don't think, had he never had a knockdown. No. At least nothing compared to that. If he did, it might have been a trip up. And so I think Slim still would have won it, but it still would have been very close, because if they would have made it the distance, they both threw. Yeah. Like, I think Salt Poppy easily had the first 2 rounds.
Oh,
so if you do that, 3 was up in the air. 4 definitely would have been Slim. 5, we don't know, because they didn't finish. So, I mean, it definitely could have actually went kind of anywhere.
Props to Slim, though. My goodness.
I know. I mean,
you would not think he's. No. I'm not saying he wouldn't be strong, but just like have a powerful hit.
I don't know where my water is. Well, that's all right.
Did you not bring it in?
No, apparently not. I left it in the abyss somewhere. I don't know. Oh, I see it. It's all the way over there. Hey.
But, you want some?
No. I'm all right. But no, so it was a super entertaining fight. That one might have been my favorite of the night, honestly.
Yeah,
just
either that one,
because there was so much back and forth.
Yeah,
I think there's most
either
back
that
and
one
forth.
or the
Dean the Great.
Yeah, Dean the Great, because that was back and forth.
Yes, that's what I like. Like, I can't have it one way.
Something close, and it's just like, oof.
If it's one way, it just gets too boring.
Unless it's the person that won to be winning one way.
Yes, then it's okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, who was
Sure.
after that? Was that Logan?
Logan. Yeah.
Was
So
Logan?
this is when it gets to like the main top card,
Right.
the main people, and it was Logan, Dylan, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Going into this, I didn't know this. Logan is suing Dylan for I don't know what it is. I'm guessing what is that called? There's a specific word basically when you speak poorly of someone's reputation, trying to ruin them publicly, and basically defamation. Suing him for defamation.
Really?
That's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. I don't actually know. I just heard he was suing him, and I'm guessing that's what it is.
I mean, makes sense. Dylan's kind of a jerk.
Oh yeah, like you could even see it at the fight, like the
Well-
arrogance, the cockiness. It was
Logan had
there
a
the
black
time.
eye going to the fight because a microphone from Dylan
That's true. That is
got
true.
thrown to him.
That's 100% true. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, I literally the day before we didn't watch this. We didn't watch the press conference, and apparently, Dylan Dennis literally chucked a microphone at Logan's face and gashed him right here below
Yeah,
the
it's
eye,
like
right on the
somewhere-
cheek.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, like down here by the temple almost.
Yeah.
And and he's like, that technically was the worst damage that Dylan gave him the whole time. After the fight,
I
like
bet
through the
there's-
fight, that was the worst thing he did to him.
I bet there's memes everywhere about that.
If there's not yet, there will be before the end of the week.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It'll be on JJ's Reddit. It'll be somewhere.
Yes.
It'll be somewhere along those lines. It'll be in KSI's Reddit, and he'll make a video about it, and he'll talk about it.
I don't know. Case that. I will get to him. We'll
Yeah,
get to him.
true, right? And so if you don't know, there's been a history with Dylan and him because Dylan has basically bashed on Logan publicly about a lot of shit, bringing shit in on his fiance, on his family, basically like calling his future wife a whore.
Yep.
And like all this shit, basically saying like, oh, I have information that if I told you, your relationship would be over, like all this shit.
And then Logan's just like, okay, show me.
Yeah, and I
And-
mean he's doing all this publicly.
Yeah.
And part of it is publicity, part of it's to get attention, possibly for the fight slightly. I mean that definitely had an effect.
right.
But it's just like there's
I
mean,
definitely had
everything's-
an effect.
yeah, I mean everything's fair in love and war, but at the same time it's kind of like I don't know what to tell you.
There's
Like
a point where you go.
Yeah,
over and
I
beyond.
mean,
it's just
I guess it's a little different because these guys are also entertainers, where it's like if you look back at like Mike Tyson and some of the greats, they weren't entertainers, they were boxers. They came to fight, that was it. Not saying there wasn't beef between their fighters, but you didn't see them calling shit out, pulling
Right.
stuff up on someone's past, talking about their mother, talking about their
It's just
wife.
no, it's
Like they
just-
didn't do that. And I guess that is the difference of the industry. Like this is boxing, but it's definitely more an entertainment form of boxing. It's not the classic shit. And so it's great. It's entertaining to watch, but it's like that you almost crossed a line. Like I saw something where
He definitely did.
somebody was saying the only way Logan was really going to win was if he knocked him out. And somebody said that he should get rid of his fiance. Because he's like, if all this is true and everything, it sounds like in general this probably shouldn't be someone you should be marrying. It was
Yeah,
like one
it's
of those. It
not
was like
true.
one of those statements. And
No.
I'm like,
How would they know if it's true?
True. And the thing is, it's like I honestly didn't pay attention to all the allegations that were said. I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know everything he was saying. Not saying it's not untrue, but it's like yeah, okay, she's dated some very famous people,
Good for her.
and
No. Like,
and it's like okay, what about it? Have you seen fucking Logan Paul? He's probably one of the best looking guys out there
Yeah.
from the people she's dated, and he's wealthy as fuck.
mhm.
Like honestly, he fits the archetype. And they've been dating for quite some time, and they probably have the most in common out of some of the people that they've dated.
you can tell.
Like I mean, she definitely
The
did
thing
not
is-
have a lot in common when she was dating Leonardo DiCaprio in comparison to Logan Paul.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
you just
you can
think
just-
about that. Yeah,
you can
there's a
just
big difference.
tell like they just love each other. They
Yeah,
really
there's
do.
definitely a fucking
really-
connection. They've been
yeah.
dating for quite some time. It was under wraps for a long
Yeah.
time. They weren't public.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and yeah, everybody has a past. So does Logan. I mean,
Mhm.
shit. Logan, who was it? Someone slept with Jake Paul's fiance at one point and shit. Like back in the day. Like there's a lot of stuff that's happened with those brothers and shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the Paul brothers.
Yeah,
they got
especially
into some stuff.
6 years ago and shit. The stuff that they got into, wild.
And
It's-
publicly. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, oh yeah. The stuff they did, the stuff they got in trouble for, it's insane. There's a reason Jake's boxing name is the problem child.
Mhm.
He was a problem child, and he got into a lot of trouble
Yep.
for a lot of different shit. And so, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. So I mean, in the end, I think Logan also understands the industry they're in and who she is. Like, I think he would understand that. Like, yeah, she's a beautiful model from Sweden. Like, yeah, she probably has dated a lot of big guys, like big powerful men. And yeah, it is what it is. And so basically how the fight played out, I mean, I'm trying to remember exactly how it went.
It
was similar to the Anthony Taylor fight,
and well,
like a lot of grappling. Basically, Dylan tried to stay.
Dylan didn't try to do anything.
He
Remember
in the
that?
end, I don't think he fucking threw a punch.
He
Like,
he
I think
started
they
doing
did
it the fourth or fifth round. Oh no, fifth or sixth round because they went to 6 rounds. But
Yeah, like he threw punches, but I think the actual card, it's probably somewhere. We could probably find it, but I think they literally said that like connected shots, there might have been like 15. That's it.
yeah, I think they said something like that. And then like
If that.
it was like 87.
And Logan
to, like,
had probably
12.
a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
and that's connected shots. That's not even thrown shots that
Right.
Logan's done. So
Well,
it's like,
at some points Logan just was started to unload at him. And at first I thought Dylan was just trying to wear Logan out because it was 6 rounds.
and I think he was,
But then,
but
like,
then he just didn't do
he
anything.
didn't do anything at the
Like, he just did the same strategy the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to go for points. I don't know if he's trying to wear him
He
out.
wasn't even doing anything.
There wasn't a
I think
lot.
he was there just for the money.
He probably was, honestly. I mean, shit, he was supposed to fight JJ, and he backed out
Mm-hmm.
because of an injury. And I think some of that was a little...
He's just
whatever.
He's just a bitch.
By the way, I remember his name earlier. Tag team, Alex Wasabi.
Yes, that's true.
It popped up. But anyways, back to Logan Paul. So, I mean, Logan did well. Like, he's a big dude, and he was swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few times where I was like basically now, okay, so like some of it's coming back to me exactly how it played out. Like, I'm like picturing it. Like, at one point, Dylan was just sitting there defending, like, for a while.
Well,
and
even
Logan's just throwing blows.
even like, on body shots,
Yeah.
body shots. You know how strong Logan is.
Oh,
dude.
that would have. I have to admit,
I don't
I'm
know.
impressed how well Dylan
Yes.
walked away from the fight,
Yes.
because, I mean, he was an MMA champion. I mean, like, so he's not a pussy.
Right.
He really isn't. Like, he
acts
can,
like it kind of.
Oh, yeah. That's a different story. But the guy can definitely take a fight.
beating,
Yeah, he can take a beating. I mean, it's kind of like someone, I saw a quote today from, like, Rogan, where he said, Conor McGregor was the first and only person that I actually could tell, like, Mayweather, that if we were in a real fight, you would be dead. And that's true. It's like, Mayweather's a hell of a boxer, but if Conor McGregor actually fucking fought you in a real fight, he would snap your fucking arm in half so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's so true, because so like that does show the difference between like boxing and MMA.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like it's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
You throw in so much shit, and the injuries you sustain are, I mean, they're not necessarily like, head trauma blows probably maybe not as much, but like you're sustaining so many other injuries, getting hit in the body way worse. Like, I couldn't imagine getting a full flung like side kick with the shin right in the gut. Like,
Dude, oh
like the
my
stuff
gosh.
that the blows that some MMA people take are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think in general he did well. Like, he did survive fine. That was
Yeah.
kind of surprising,
Yeah.
because like
Honestly, if he was not shielding his face, he would be knocked out.
yes, I have to admit, his defense was really good.
Yeah.
It actually was probably some of the most solid boxing defense I've ever seen on a Misfits card, hands down. Because, I mean, he was stiff. Like, he was holding those blows. Like, some would kind of get
Some
through,
kind of got through, but like even if they
but
got
he
through,
was
it didn't
defending
hit him that well.
well.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of impressed on that side of things. And so, like, there was a time that Logan had him in the corner, and he just pounded him. Like,
Well,
he
this was
a
like
gorilla.
first or second round in.
He literally, like, I don't even think he was really throwing full punches. He almost was just flinging his arm at him. And, I mean, like, they
Yes.
weren't clean shots, and he was defending, and he was trying to cover up. The mic is behind my head right now. But like, but I mean, Logan was pounding him, and I'm like, I don't care who that is, and I know he's defending, but I mean, you're getting beat,
Dude.
that. It was kind of wild to watch, and I was kind of like, good for Logan. Like I think there was he talked about beforehand, like going into the fight, not necessarily going with anger, like kind of in a zen state, whatever.
Well,
but you could tell that once he got in there, I think there was a little bit of like, there was a certain time in the fight where you were like, he is getting some of his frustration out the past 2 months.
You could, like, even at the beginning, he was saying to Logan, to Dylan, I don't forgive you. He even was saying that. We good?
Sorry, yeah.
What's wrong?
No, just a notification popped up. I was like, what the hell is that? But it's good.
I was gonna say.
We're still recording?
Okay, good.
I was just making sure.
But no, like, even when they were trying to
touch gloves.
touch gloves.
No.
Logan literally turned around so fast. You could tell he was pissed.
No, he was not. That was never happening.
No.
Not even close.
No.
And yeah. I mean, he deserved it. I really do wish he had the KO. But I think, you know what? I think that might have been all Dylan wanted to do. I think that was probably his goal. I don't think he cared about winning. I think if anything, he just wanted to make sure he survived.
Did
so
Logan
did
tell him?
not get the satisfaction of getting.
Yeah, did Logan tell him that he was going to knock him out?
Probably. I mean, it has to be.
Honestly,
somewhere.
I think
that's probably what it was.
Yeah,
I think he never went in with the idea of winning.
Nope.
I think he was just like, I'm gonna deny Logan the chance to knock me out.
Yep.
All I'm gonna do is survive. I don't give two shits.
I'm gonna get paid and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'm just totally agree.
I'm just gonna defend
exactly what it was.
What I can.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he did that. He did do that. He did. I mean, he didn't get knocked out. He did. I mean, Logan won, but he also. The thing is, he won, but he also technically got disqualified. It wasn't even on points because of how it ended. I don't think they technically said it was on points. They technically called it a disqualification.
Yeah, no.
So I think he also kind of did that on purpose too, so that it wasn't even necessarily that he beat him.
At the end, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because Dylan wrapped his head and then brought him down or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they got up and then started pushing each other. I think that's when everything happened, but
because the fight wasn't. The bell wasn't rang at that point, was it? It was close. There was probably like 10 seconds left, right?
Exactly 10 seconds.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
So, like, there was one time in the fight, I can't remember what round this was in. Logan Paul's security hopped in the ring because Dylan kind of grabbed him by the waist and like shoved him up against the ropes.
And Dylan started trying to punch him.
And it was kind of, yeah. I mean, it was sleazy. Like it was like, okay, what the hell is this guy about to do?
Yeah.
So I understand why Logan's security was like, what the fuck?
Well, then Dylan tried freaking, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's how it ended. I mean, like, like he's talking. So at the end of the match, then basically the last 10 seconds, they kind of grappled, and Dylan practically tried getting Logan in like a headlock, fell onto the ground, and then actually even tried managing a guillotine on his arm. And it's just completely uncalled for. Logan like threw a punch while he's on the ground. Yeah, which technically isn't allowed, but I mean the guy just tried pulling you into a guillotine.
When I first saw that, I was like, Logan, what are you doing?
I would have. I think I would have too.
But then because my head it didn't process him just trying to bring him down. I just thought he fell.
No, yeah, he definitely he was trying something. And so Logan left, Dylan got up, like Logan walked away, started coming at him when I think Logan technically had his back turned. Yeah. And his security jumped in between him and Dylan. And then Dylan swung on the damn security guard and missed.
Yeah.
And I think
but it was a full on right
swung.
hook or left hook. I don't know.
It was right hook, yeah. He went for it. And the security guard he missed, and I think the security guard. That's when the security guard like kind of tossed him. Yeah. Well, then after that, the damn ring got rushed by about 40 people.
It was like it was like
30 or 40 people. It was ridiculous. So many people ended up in that ring within 2 seconds.
Yeah, Logan was just in the corner just shaking his head.
Yeah, he was like basically. I think part of it was Logan's security all came in.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of that was the event security, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Maybe even Dylan Dennis.
Oh, dude,
Something.
if no security went in, I would love to see that because
Yeah, I think Logan, in all reality, like I think Dylan has him in MMA, but they are wearing boxing gloves, so he can't grab him.
right.
I think Logan would possibly just smash him. Like
I
I think because he also wrestled in high school, so I think if anything, unless he got him in like an arm bar, I feel like Logan would almost just like try to grab him and just fucking slam
say
him.
Logan did. I mean WWE too.
Yeah,
shit.
And he's a big dude. Like he's not like I feel like he would be the type of dude where it's like, you know, you kind of remember what you remember you ever see the movie Here Comes a Boom with
I've heard of it.
Damn it, what's his name? Kevin James.
I've
Comedian.
heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so in the end, he ends the fight where the guy gets him in an armbar. And basically, there's only a few ways to get out of it. And one of the main ways is basically making sure he doesn't break your grip and pick the guy up and slam him. Because basically, once you get the guy off the ground, there's nothing that guy can really do unless he completely releases the lock. And the guy's basically screwed. Where he's getting, like, if you get him off the ground and you slam him, there's not much for him to do. And imagine getting picked up and then slammed straight on your back.
Hurt so bad.
I feel like that would be something that Logan would probably do to him. Like, I feel like when it comes to certain things and locks, if it was an MMA fight, which they talked about doing, by the way, which was talked about, which I really don't know how that would go. I really don't. I mean, he's a champion MMA fighter. Yes. So, honestly, the likelihood of Logan winning isn't high, but Logan is a big guy.
Dude,
and
he's
wrestled.
just athletic, period.
He's athletic as shit, and he wrestled in high school, and he was good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people that play MMA, people that fight in MMA have literally said wrestling is the most vital skill when it comes to MMA.
I didn't know Logan actually wrestled in school.
So did Jake. They both were they went to state wrestling.
Okay, so they knew.
So they're not not novice.
Right.
Like they're good. And that's the thing where it's like people have already said if you come into MMA and you at least can wrestle, you'll do okay. Like wrestling, if you're good at wrestling,
dude,
other martial artists can't do shit to you
against a champion.
That would be ridiculous. But you know it'd be straight from strength. But it's like I could see Dylan getting him in an armbar or something, and then Logan just picking him up and just fucking slam him. Yes, and that would have been so satisfying. That would have been amazing. So I don't know. I don't think the MMA is necessarily going to happen, but. So Logan ended up winning. I guess that's the gist of that fight. Yep. It just ended in such a crazy way because it's not how we saw it coming.
Either way, Logan was winning.
So. Oh yeah, no, he won no matter what. Yeah. But like we talked, I don't think Dylan cared.
No, he definitely didn't. But now JJ's fight was after that.
Yeah. That was
something. Like. Watching JJ's last fight, I thought he would change his technique up a little bit, and JJ kind of did, but not to the fashion that a boxer would, you know.
Yeah, I mean, who did he fight last?
I mean, I remember him fighting. I remember him fighting Logan, and that's what I was gonna say. It wasn't his last fight.
No, but. Nowhere close. Was it Temper? I think it might have been Temper, and he knocked him out. I know it's a good knockout. It was.
Yeah, he boxed that one dude though. He was in the just tag team.
Pineda. Yeah, that was his first match back after Logan. That was like a year and a half ago now.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. So the best way to explain how that fight kind of went was JJ kind of pulled Anthony Taylor. Like he stayed far,
not
would
far.
Swing and almost dive in to get body shots.
It was not far,
clinch.
Not as bad as Anthony Taylor.
No, like Anthony Taylor was basically doing it, and like there wasn't punches thrown.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, it wasn't.
KSI is just like Anthony Taylor.
No, but it was a similar tactic.
Kind of,
but I think I think the reason JJ was doing it was definitely for an actual like more calculated reason. I think Anthony was just like, I just want to survive and win by points.
I
really
think
don't
KSI
care.
actually knew, because if he got arm's length away, he's going down no matter what.
I think
Now, if
I think,
they're like
yeah,
right next to each other, yes, I mean, it can go both ways with points.
yeah.
It definitely can.
I mean, that's basically what it
Yeah.
happened.
Well, I mean, like, it was kind of the same thing. Like, the first 3 rounds, I think KSI was losing.
I know it was so back and forth because like with how he played it, basically they didn't play the far out game. They weren't necessarily trading blows. They were both playing defensively, but in different situations.
Yeah.
Technically, people did even give Tommy Fury shit. Like the commentators were basically saying like, "Oh, he could have done so much more. Like he's supposed to be the boxer. He should show him this is what the fuck needs to happen."
Yeah. I know.
And so there was certain things where it's like I get it. JJ's not technically fighting in the most orthodox fashion to win, but he's trying to win when I think he knows he can. Because I think even though JJ has a massive ego, I think in the end, JJ wanted to win. That was it. I don't think he necessarily cared about getting a KO. I think he just did not want to lose. And I think he definitely did not want to get knocked out himself. I don't think he would. I don't know if he would necessarily admit that. He might. Who knows? There might be a video out by the end of this week, and he talks about it. I feel like there will be.
Definitely will.
But maybe. I don't know. I feel like he actually didn't. He definitely didn't take the loss great. But I don't know. I think he played where he was like, he thought that I could beat him off of points if I do this.
I mean,
and I'm going to lower my chances of getting knocked out.
Because, yes, the pro boxer, he was hitting KSI in the back of the head, but KSI was doing the same thing to him.
Definitely got some in there.
Yes. Yeah. But he got the point deducted. And that, I thought, was going to be a huge advantage for KSI.
Definitely.
But, honestly, I'm not saying that KSI should have won, but I'm not saying he shouldn't have won. It was just that kind of freaking close.
I think, if anything, it should have just been a tie.
Yes.
I really don't know if it should have gone either way.
Now, KSI just being a YouTube boxer and, him being a pro boxer.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you would think KSI should have got destroyed.
That's true.
Just from the last name Furry,
Yeah, yeah. And then some people would be like, oh, well, he didn't, like, necessarily stand up and fight him. And it's like, yeah. He made it difficult. That's part of what boxing is.
KSI didn't really
is making it challenging. You don't want it to make it easy.
The thing is, KSI didn't stay in one place. You could tell KSI is a really athletic person too.
Yeah,
he moved everywhere.
He just played different because he knew that. I think he knew when it came down to if it was just throwing punches and who would last longer. I think he knew that Tommy would beat him. So he's like, I got to try this differently. I got to make sure that he doesn't land many full shots, like at least large powered shots, and maybe try wearing him out. Do some like body work, like stay close, clinch, get points, get some blows in that way, and try to keep distance, and maybe try getting like that lucky overhand that just comes in as he's diving in or something. Like I think that was kind of his game plan, and I technically I think he did that fine.
Yeah, I don't think he did that at all.
The point deduction thing definitely makes it a little more like, damn, it's very hard to grade because I feel like the point deduction, it's very hard to say that Tommy won. Like I think if you go off of just like who walked away from the fight and how they look, like, oh, who's more hurt? Like if you just did that off of the fight, I would be like, okay, there's really not a winner.
Yeah.
Neither of them are really fucked up.
Yeah, nobody.
I think honestly they could have went longer. I feel like they could have added another 2 rounds.
I know KSI could have.
That would have been interesting to see what would happen, and I feel like, it was just so weird. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes. So at the end of the fight, KSI saying he's the pro boxer, he has to win.
And that's pretty true.
Yeah, it is very true. But like, I don't know. It's just like
I wasn't saying it in that fashion. I was saying it more in the sense of to really prove JJ wrong.
Yeah.
Tommy had to win.
Yeah.
And winning like he did, I don't think really proved a lot.
No, that honestly,
unless it was like obvious, like okay, even if JJ survived, but it was obvious Tommy was beating the fuck out of him, it would be a whole different story. Where it was like if Tommy dominated and JJ survived, I feel like Tommy would at least give him his props and be like, "Good for you. You survived the fight. I definitely fucking won." Like, there's no argument around it.
There was a lot of back.
Exactly. It would be different if it was so obvious it went one way or the other, but it wasn't. It was very close because of how they fought. Like, it made it difficult for there to really be a one-sided fight. And I think that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, so I can't remember what it was. It basically became, it wasn't even a split decision. It was a majority ruling. One guy tied it. There was a point deduction, 1 point deduction on Tommy.
And then, like, those two other judges.
And the two other judges went towards Tommy.
Yeah.
And I think it was literally by, like, 1 point each.
It was 1 point. Yeah.
So I understand JJ's frustration. I think, honestly,
it just makes no sense because if he won by 1 point,
they say that technically he would have won by 2, which I don't know if that would have.
But that's not what they called out. That's not what they called out. They said they. I don't know. Let's say like 56-55 or something. They said that.
I can't remember what it was.
I don't know what it was, but like they said something like 56-55. But maybe they did calculate the point deduction.
It's possible. They probably did. They probably did at that point. But it's just like, it's weird. Because I feel like even if they tie it, I don't know where it was going to go. I think they both would have been pissed. I don't think they necessarily would have done a rematch.
They might have. Like, even that one guy, he was just like,
are you guys going to fight again?
Yeah, and
JJ was
KSI was, I don't know what he really, like, what his mindset was in. He was really hurt that he lost.
Oh, he was pissed.
But
he was so mad.
He was just like, he's just like, no, man, not really.
No, like I think he.
I mean, yes,
he definitely has an ego, and I know part of it in certain cases is partially entertainment, partially the character of KSI, but it's still there. He still has one.
You can tell he does not like losing.
No,
and that
especially basically for the past like 5-6 years. I mean, besides some personal shit that happened, he's been done amazing. Yeah. Like, there's no one that's done better in the UK.
Honestly, he did not do bad for the fight.
No.
He went against a pro boxer.
And someone even said, this is JJ's hobby. This is KSI's hobby. That literally got said during the fight.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, he literally went from, okay, it's YouTube beef. I want to fight Joe Weller. I want to fight Logan Paul. He did those 3 fights because of the rematch with Logan. And then he did box for 3 years and then came back last year, right? I think.
2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago now? Oh, shit.
I mean, it might have been 2 years ago, maybe.
So, and then he came back, and then he's like, okay, I want to work my way up, possibly get to, like, Jake. That's kind of been, like, the timeline goal of this. And then he finally, like, gets to Tommy, and it's like, that's, I don't know. It's just.
And even him losing, honestly, I think KSI still won. Like, not the fight. But just like one
with the people,
yeah,
I guess, like, is a way to
like
put it.
Just walking out,
being able to say like I went toe for toe with Tommy Fury. He wasn't able to knock me out, and he barely able to win,
and only lost by 1 point.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. And yes, it's his hobby.
I'm not sure what would have made JJ more mad, taking the loss, which he did, or actually tying. I mean, I feel like he would have been mad either way.
Yeah, he was pretty pissed when he tied with Logan.
He was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to say. Like you were saying, JJ tried saying, oh, real boxers know that if I won, it's basically makes boxing a laughingstock because I'm not a real boxer. So I was never going to win. And it's like, you say that. I'm not saying that's not possible. Like, it definitely could be.
Yeah, the thing is, if JJ won all this, won the fight,
people would say the same thing. They would say the same thing the other way. They'd be like, oh, well, it's his boxing promotion. This was rigged. JJ just won because he wanted to win, kind of thing. Like, all this shit, whatever. And so, like, you could go either way with that. When you start pointing fingers at, like, oh, it's corrupt, they cheated, whatever. Like, you could do either.
I don't really know how they do the points in boxing really that well. So
I don't know either. I think part of it's determined on how many punches are thrown, how many are connected, who's gotten knocked down, and then just in general who controls the fight, like during what rounds, like that kind of thing. Right. I really don't totally know. I'm not. Like, I mean, man. Yeah, it was an interesting fight.
It was.
It really was. It just, I don't know. JJ got really, really pissed at the end. Like, he literally left an interview because he's so mad and kicked one of the giant screens
I thought
in
he
the back.
I thought he broke it, but he
might have
actually
broke
didn't.
his fucking toe, honestly.
Yeah, he kicked it.
Because he kicked it
Well, the thing
hard.
is, he wasn't leaving. He just like turned around to kick it,
Yeah.
and then
they
turned
were like-
around
they
to
were
come
like,
back,
"Come on."
and the security literally
Yeah,
pushed him
they're like, "No,
towards
no, no,
the
no.
locker room.
Come on."
Yeah.
They're like, you're... Which is good because, I mean, they didn't want him to get on
He was
line
one-
and
he
say some
was-
shit.
he was
Yeah,
gonna
he
blow
was he was in a bad headspace. So it'll be interesting to see.
I really
'Cause
do
I don't
like,
think anything's come
I
out
really do
since
like,
then.
KSI's just mentality about not losing.
You don't or do?
I do.
And I get it, but at
And I
one
th-
point you gotta be humble. You
Oh, yeah.
really do, and I think that is
I
one
think
thing he
he-
does
I-
kind of lack.
No, I think.
Like I think it's there.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say. I think he
it's-
is humble, but he just like you said, he hasn't lost in years, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
So like
and I think part of it is he's humble,
this.
but it's something it's one of his flaws. It's something he doesn't work on.
Like this might seem like a roadblock to him right now,
Yeah.
but honestly, I think he flourished. Basically, I think he's doing just fine. I think he.
No,
did
I think
just
so
fine
too.
in
I
the
think
fight.
in the end he's gonna take this loss harder than it's actually gonna affect anything.
Oh yeah,
I think for him,
100%.
honestly, most of this and the loss and everything, it's gonna be 100% mental for him. The rest of it, I think, is fine. I think he proved himself. He didn't get knocked out. I mean, it's still his boxing promotion. He's still successful as shit. People aren't gonna not watch
Right.
him or
The thing
listen
is,
to his music because he lost to Tommy Fury.
Right. Well, the thing is,
Might be a little different if it
even
was
Jake
KO.
Paul lost to Tommy Fury,
That's true.
and I. Shush.
Hello.
Well, I think KSI did better than Jake.
I don't know. I didn't watch
I've just seen little clips. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah, I've never watched it, so I
But
can't say much. I don't know because I feel like this still leaves Jake and JJ on the table, and I hope it actually does
I
eventually
really do
happen.
too.
Because at least at that point, I think JJ would also say fuck it. Like I think he wants to win, but I think in that fight in particular, he would want to go out guns blazing because he's basically said that after that fight, no matter what, I think he's done. I think he said he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
So it's like he literally said, like, I think at the last event that he doesn't have many fights left in him. Like he probably has like 3-4 max, and he's probably just done.
Oh, well, he just has so many side quests.
Yeah, he has so
in
much
life.
shit. Like he has so much shit. He does music, he does boxing, he does YouTube. He's the largest YouTube creator, and
Freaking Prime is
Prime
getting huge.
Evaluated at how much now already?
And did they have the vodka for
Yeah,
Sidemen?
like Sidemen shit, like
That-
literally everything.
Dude.
Like they're starting a hotel. Did you know they're building a hotel? Yeah, Sidemen are making a hotel company.
Dude.
Like they're literally starting so many different businesses.
Yeah.
He's involved in so
And
much
he
shit.
started the boxing stuff
Yeah.
too. Shit, like
Yeah, he works with the boxing promotion. He does music. Like he does so much shit.
yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. He technically could probably model now if he wanted to. He probably
I don't
has
know,
actually.
that forehead would probably
The
bring him
forehead is a little much. Maybe make him wear a hat, but
back. No, bandana. What the heck? Bandana.
oh yeah, I guess it's a bandana. Yeah, I know what you mean. But so I don't know. It's just it's definitely all a mental game for him. It's just it sucks, but he'll be fine. I just hope this actually doesn't like bring him down too much because like I don't know. Did you watch the KSI musical or whatever the hell it was? KSI Live or what was it? I can't remember what the fuck it was.
When did it come
It was
out?
on Moment House.
Oh, let's see.
And so it was like a live stream thing. And basically it was like supposed to be about JJ's life. And then but
Oh.
it was also to do with the album All Over the Place. And so I thought it was going to be something along the lines of like an actual play, musical situation of like almost like a biography of JJ.
Mhm.
It ended up being a little more like weird with like skits, comedy, and then all of a sudden it would go into play like almost a live concert of, I mean, pre-recorded concert and performances of all the different songs from the album All Over the Place
Okay.
with different artists. It was honestly it was kind of random, and he got a lot of hate for it, like a lot. Like he
Really?
literally did a Reddit video going over like afterwards. And by the end of the video, his demeanor completely fucking changed. Like, he was down, low, not energetic. 100% was like, oh, like, you guys actually did not like this. And it kind of fucked him up. You could tell, like, he was, like, depressed. And it was like, oof. And so I feel like he's going to be in that similar situation.
Well,
but the thing is, at least on this in this time, I feel like most people aren't going to be against him. Everybody was kind of like with that. I think everybody had different expectations of what it was going to be. And then when it did come out, people were like, oh, this is not what I thought of at all. And then considering how much this was, like how much it cost and everything, JJ, you dropped the ball because everybody thought you were going to do something else.
Yes, he's probably depressed, but honestly, I hope he just uses this as fuel, because I think the next fight is going to be against Jake Paul, and you know how KSI is. He's going to use it as fuel. He lost. He doesn't want to lose again.
That's true.
So
technically, with boxing, he's never lost either.
Exactly. So,
but I feel like for somebody, and I think he has the right people in his corner to kind of push him. Because I think with a loss, it can go either way. I think it can either go in the sense of, for some people, it's motivation, and they want to come back and just knock shit out of the water. Or some people are just like, I think I'm done. I can't do it.
He's not done yet.
But, so I don't know. Because honestly, there is also a big psychological thing. And I only know this because of Jordan Peterson, his book 12 Rules of Life. And he talks about crabs. If a male loses in any situation, it physically lowers his testosterone and demeanor, and like how his body like handles himself, confidence.
It's true.
And it literally can break you down over time. But the thing is, he's been built up so high that you would think it wouldn't affect him. But I'd honestly think because this is the first time he's lost in a long time, it's actually gonna
definitely hitting him.
Actually gonna hit him a lot
I feel
harder.
like just KSI's mindset, he's gonna be down. Well, he's gonna have the right. He has the right people around. He is gonna be right back.
I think he'll be back. I think it will take longer than you think for him to be 100%. I think it'll take a few weeks plus for him to really kind of
at least
get out of it.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, I think in the long run he'll be okay. But I honestly think that this little loss, even though it was not a major loss, like it would be way different if he got KO'd halfway through the matches. Would have been a whole different story, and it would have been a lot worse. But I think just the aspect of him losing is enough.
Right.
Didn't matter how he lost. Losing itself was gonna be such a dampener on like him in general. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how he responds, how he reacts, kind of what happens over the next couple of weeks with him.
Right.
Because I mean, I haven't seen anything, but I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on whatever, so and I don't think he's posted anything.
I haven't looked.
So I mean, it's hard to really see. Like now, I kind of want to be like, oh, I want to go to the sidecast. Like I want to go on Side Plus and be like, okay, have they talked about it? Has anybody talked about it? Has anybody talked about the fight? Has Logan been on? They would. They 100% would. I mean, I don't know exactly what they would say.
They'll probably not talk about KSI. They'll probably talk about Logan and all them. But
I think it will be brought up, but I think they would watch what they say.
Yeah.
Because they know that would probably be a touchy subject. But
I mean, they're all best friends.
So. Yeah, exactly. They're all really close friends. Or, in Ethan's words, colleagues.
I love Ethan. Ethan's great.
He's one of my favorites.
He is one of my favorites too.
Well, just for so many different reasons. There's times I'm like, Ethan, shut the fuck up. But then there's other times I'm like, I love that guy. like there's so many, like it's very black and white. I feel like with him. But it depends on the video. It depends on the video. Like
he's
sometimes
the thing is, he's either like hilarious, motivational, or just plain out stupid,
or angry,
I guess. But honestly, he is motivated.
He is. No, 100%. He definitely is. And everything. I mean, like, I'm guessing you knew about his surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then
he just came back up, basically.
That's nuts. It's insane. I mean, he's a dad. It's crazy to think about. Yeah. Ethan's a dad. Out of all of them first, I
did not picture Ethan. Honestly, I pictured Josh, but...
Well, so I think all of them thought it was going to be Ethan first, but also they're inner circle. And so they can kind of see those kind of things. I feel like if you would have just said like 6 years ago who's going to have a kid first, I would have never said Ethan. If you would have said before they got pregnant who might have a kid first, he would definitely be up there because of I feel like his personality and then his relationship with Faith and everything. I could have seen it being likely. I would not have still guessed him number 1, but he still would have been up there. Like, I feel like last to have a kid right now will probably be Josh.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I feel like the next one would be... Ooh.
Come on.
Vic or...
I'm sorry, I cannot picture.
Might be Ethan again.
I cannot.
I can see Ethan having
a miniature
another
Vic.
You know they just had their marriage, right?
Yeah.
Marriage, wedding.
Like,
Because they didn't post it publicly. I think it probably
Right.
happened like 3 weeks ago, but they finally posted some pictures.
Vic is
They did 2
actually-
weddings. Did you notice that
I
too?
did not know they did.
They did a traditional Indian wedding, and then they did a
Oh, that's great.
a regular wedding.
That's great.
Both looked amazing, like awesome. Like
I bet.
no, it looked fantastic. I was like, wow. I was impressed. They definitely went all out.
They have money, so
They do got money. He does got money. I don't know what she does, but he got money. He literally said that he's made millions of dollars just from Minecraft servers alone, and that does not include everything else he's involved in.
Well, the thing is, honestly, like when I was growing up, I didn't watch Vic for Minecraft.
I did. That's how I found out about the Sidemen.
Yeah,
Was through Vic.
I think
'Cause
actually that's a lot of people, but that wasn't me. I think a lot of people did. But
Well, so
or KSI, I guess.
it was. Yeah, I feel like honestly,
Because those are the two.
the two that really I feel like drove to the Sidemen were probably at the time when they were coming up. I feel like it was Vic, JJ, or maybe Simon, because Simon was one of the larger ones. I mean, Harry was too, but I never watched Harry's shit, like his solo stuff back in the day. Like
Harry's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, he's something else.
Dude,
But-
he's great.
Like I started watching Vic like in 8th grade because like that was the first time I got a laptop in school, and then like Minecraft was big at the time. So then I kind of got into that because I didn't have Minecraft. So I was like, oh, I'll watch videos on it. Cool. Like people make all these videos. This is so much fun. This is cool. Like they're playing all these different game modes.
And they're
Started
getting paid.
watching I started watching like Preston plays.
Yeah,
like those guys.
I watched him.
So then I got into so the main 2 people I started watching initially was like Preston and then Vic.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I started watching Vic. He kind of became my go-to. And then I was like, oh wait, he has another channel. And then I started watching the GTA videos from back in the day.
Ooh.
And then that's how I got introduced. And I was like, I don't know who the hell these other guys are, but they're hilarious. It's so much fun. So then I started watching all like the GTA racing videos. And then I was figuring out who people were because at the time, no one really had face cams.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only way I knew to distinguish them, at least when they were playing, was either by the color of their car or eventually their voice. And then I was able to differentiate. For a long time, I thought Ethan was gay. Just because like a joke, there's multiple jokes that were said.
Yes.
And also like his voice a little bit at the time, and part of it was his mic, his physique. There was multiple things where like there for a while it was like, that guy's gay. It wasn't until probably a year after watching the Sidemen, if not longer, that I eventually found out he's not gay, and I was like, oh, huh, look at that. But I was like, oh well, cool. But yeah, that's how I found them. I mean, shit, they didn't actually start posting like Sidemen content, like Sidemen Sundays, until what, 2018, 17?
I was gonna say 2017, but I don't know.
Because the whole reason they made
I
it
didn't
was
really
for the
get
Sidemen
into,
show.
I didn't really get into them till COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've been watching all of them for years.
I mean,
years
I
and
know you
years.
have.
Yeah,
but
dude, they're like my OGs. Like
my OGs.
they are. Like honestly, like I would be that type of fan where I wouldn't bother them because I'd feel like a piece of shit.
Preston is probably.
But I would.
I mean, I don't watch.
Like they'd be like
Preston
friends.
anymore.
Yeah, like I feel like I know them, even though I don't. I feel like I do, and I feel like that's the issue with YouTube. But at the same time, it's like,
right,
when you've watched hours worth of content, days worth in the end of content for 7 years. Yeah, like that's a lot.
Somebody.
Like you feel like you know those people.
Oh,
you listen to podcasts, you listen to conversations. You've watched like every Sidemen Sunday for the past 6 years. It's like, okay, some of those videos are the shortest ones are a half hour. Some of them are over 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you add all that up, one video a week with an average of, let's say, an average runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes, 52 weeks in a year. So let's just say 60 hours in a year of watch time. Then you multiply that by at least
7.
5 when they were doing Sidemen Sundays, and then some offhand ones. Like that's a lot. Like I've watched a lot. That doesn't include their solo shit or the old like GTA races where it's solo, but everyone was there. Like, yeah, I watched them quite a bit. If you ever just want to go back on like an old, like, for me it'd be nostalgia. You wouldn't necessarily be nostalgia, but if you would just want to go back to like old YouTube, old internet in like 2016, just go back to some of the old GTA racing videos and just watch
I've seen some old.
Oh, they're so funny, and then the shit that was said and everything, because it's just a
Definitely
different
can't say it
time on
now.
YouTube. It was just so much.
YouTube
so
is
much
just
fun.
yeah. I miss old times. Even
A
though
little bit, yeah,
even
a
though
little.
I'm not that old, but
I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. But, well, I think that kind of wraps up the fight
what time is it?
and everything. Oh, it's enough. It's enough time.
It's enough.
But
So
all right, well, hopefully you guys did enjoy this week's episode and us talking and describing to you our thoughts and prayers that go out to JJ and his depression. But no, I think he did great. I think in general the fights was awesome. Like I don't watch every Misfit event, but the ones I do, super entertained. Like they never disappoint me. Definitely some worthwhile entertainment.
Now they have whatever the subscription to watch, the videos. What's that called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Yeah, football and stuff. But what's that?
Dazen?
Dazen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, just like you can get that subscription. There's like multiple stuff. And you can get the fights. So
yeah, you can get
crazy.
No, it was awesome to watch. I can't wait to kind of find out what happens here in the future. But I have no idea honestly what's in the future for next week's episode or what we're going to talk about. I have a rough
JJ's
idea.
recovery.
Maybe that might get brought up. But no, I think we have a couple ideas. We gotta brainstorm. I think a little bit. If you guys do have any ideas on changing the title, we haven't thought about it since we've mentioned it.
Nah.
But it is something we want to do. If anything, let's try coming up. Hopefully
Leave a
we can
comment.
hopefully we at least remember this. I think if anything, if we don't get it within the next like month on our own, because let's say we don't think about it because we're dumb, at least shoot for start of the year, maybe. Like be like, by then we have to have everything changed.
January 1st.
Like on
Okay. You guys heard
New
it
Year's
now.
Eve.
You guys
Like-
better be helping us.
If that's the deadline,
That is the
if
deadline.
not sooner, we like if not sooner, but that's at least the cutoff.
Yep.
If not, I guess we're stuck with barbells and trails for the rest of our lives.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But no, I don't know. Hopefully, if you guys have any ideas, we need help.
All right. Also, only a few subscribers left
Yeah.
until the live stream.
Eight, please.
Come on,
Guys,
we got
please
this.
send your friends, grab their phones, subscribe for them.
Yeah,
Why not?
Just make
Like,
another account.
Follow
Come
on Spotify too. I don't like do it all. Do it all.
Do it.
YouTube,
Come on.
all of it. You're gonna try posting more shorts. That'll be fun. Watch those.
Better.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fun. Just like I don't know. Just do that because if we hit 1,000, what 1,000? I'd love 1,000.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. If we hit 100 subscribers, I do want to do a live stream. We literally talked about it before we started recording. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I don't totally know what all we would do, but it would be entertaining. It'd be entertaining.
It'll be a
to
few
say the
hours
least.
long.
I would say so. Who
least
knows
2.
what all would happen?
Something like that.
There would be a lot that would happen, but I feel like it'd be
You guys
fun.
should join.
I don't think it's gonna be as crazy as like Kai Cenat. We're not gonna be lighting fireworks in the middle of here.
I mean, we could.
We could, but I don't want to.
You know, fun. Come on.
Like maybe a smoke bomb's the worst you're getting out of me when it comes to fireworks
Come on.
indoors.
We could light the fireworks. We can get your dog Diesel to come.
He would eat them.
Exactly.
No, we're not killing the dog. So that is something I really want to do. I just feel like it'd be fun. I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with the podcast. I don't think it really has anything to do with that. I just feel like it'd be a good time. Like I feel like honestly, at one point, I would be down to even do a COD episode where we're just playing COD the whole time and talking.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, like I don't
I'm
like.
down.
We might not even put it under the main podcast. We might post it on the podcast channel, but I feel like something like that would just be funny. Where it's just random shit. We're talking, we're playing games, and it's kind of like a off episode.
You can
Like
see how skilled we are in COD.
not very.
I'm gonna get some dubs.
Sure. He says so, but I don't know. There's just like a bunch of random stuff. I feel like we should do stuff. I feel like we should do at one point. Like, I mean, there could be a time where we even travel and do a podcast.
Oh, we
like
so fun.
So there's a lot I think in the future that we'd like to do. We've even contemplated doing a podcast, golfing. The logistics.
That would be.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'll be.
I mean, there's definitely there is ways to do it, but the logistics of actually figuring it all out would be kind of a pain. And I honestly don't know how entertaining it would be, because I think in the end we just kind of like record one another, and then we'd maybe suck, and then we'd just be out there.
Fuck.
Like I really don't know how entertaining it might become. Like
golf isn't that fun to watch, to be honest.
Or maybe even when we're at Top Golf, that'd be interesting. But I feel like
Top Golf would not be as fun either. Like what?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out random ideas, different things. If we do it, it won't be till like next year.
True.
Yeah, because I mean the season's basically over.
Then maybe we'll have 1,000 subscribers.
That would be amazing. I would take 105 by next year. Too. But
that's
if anything, guys, come on. Hit 100 before the end of the year. We got 2 months. I think that's possible.
That's definitely possible.
We could do a Christmas podcast.
We'll do a Thanksgiving podcast.
Yes, we're doing it.
We're so doing it.
Yeah, I don't have to do skits anymore. Yes. We might actually. You want to dress up for Halloween? I don't know if I still have the Post Malone headpiece.
Fuck it, we get something better.
Yeah, true. Okay. Well, we got ideas now that it's not just me.
We're gonna be freaking out. We need to end this before this.
Yeah, we do. My brain is like, I don't know if you can see. Do I look red? Am I very red?
So red.
Am I red?
No,
am I red? I don't know.
I don't think so. No,
I don't think I'm red. I feel hot.
You're so hot.
Thank you. Okay, we're done. See you guys all later. Please like and subscribe. Send it to your mother. I don't know why, but just do it. Peace out, everybody. See you all next week.